Cap Carter with Sequel, and welcome back. It is the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM on a Thursday. Well, I caught up with Marcus Marchant recently. He's the CEO of Vista Australia, and we're unpacking some new research which has revealed that we're a nation of risk takers when it comes to small business ownership. But there's plenty of challenges and obstacles that many of those who own small and medium-sized businesses are currently facing. And for those with regional businesses, the challenges are unique in many ways. Here's the chat I had earlier with Marcus Marchant.
So Vista recently interviewed 1,000 small businesses across Australia on a variety of topics. One of the key findings, as you just noted, was that we're a nation of risk takers when it comes to starting a small business. We're starting small businesses because they're passion projects or because they're idea we've got from a previous job, and we're mainly self-funding them. But what's really interesting is that so few people who start businesses have the actual skills necessary, with 40% saying that they've never had any business management experience prior to starting the business.
There we go. Well, we'll move along. So just explain to our listeners what the external factors are that are impacting most on small and medium-sized businesses right now, Marcus.
So we know small businesses have been doing it tough for a long time. Lockdowns might be over, the worst of COVID's hopefully behind us, but there's still so much uncertainty that small businesses are facing. The survey showed us the biggest worries are inflation. 48% of small businesses said they're worried about inflation, they're seeing their cost base rise, they're seeing the impact on their margins and their ability to make a profit. They're also telling us that threat of a recession is looming over their heads. The threat of a potential recession, the impact on consumer demand remains a constant threat that small businesses are going to be facing and could be facing for quite some time. But the great thing is, despite all of this, 48% of regional businesses in particular are saying that despite these headwinds, they're optimistic about 2023. And that's higher than the 43% that said the same in metro areas.
Well, let's switch our focus to the regions, and 1 in 3, that's 38% of small business owners confirmed they will be learning a new skill in the next year. However, the focus will be on upskilling on existing capabilities. That's 55% considered the main priority. Now, in a bid to sustain business and even grow, regional and rural-based small business owners are focused on reaching new customers by investing in social media, which will enable them to tap into a broader audience. Guess it makes sense as customer catchment sizes can be limited in the regions, but there's plenty of reasons to believe regional business owners are under more strain, Marcus, than ever before right now, whether it's because of the current climate where consumer confidence might be a bit lower, or because of the opposite end of the scale whereby they can't really facilitate the current business demands that they've got right now. So what are your thoughts, I guess, on unpacking all of that?
Staff shortages has been a constant theme over the last few years and more pronounced in regional areas, let alone dealing with inflation and price rises. If you haven't got people on the ground who can help you service and deliver your product and service offering, you've got a bigger problem. And that really is a big challenge that so many small business owners are leaning into. I encourage people to think about what can they do in that situation? How can they change their service model? How can they change their product offering, including the pricing of their product? Because ultimately it may mean you're selling fewer items than you used to be able to. And as a result, does your price need to change to be able to afford higher labour wages, to be able to recruit in when you really can't get other people otherwise? A lot of challenges for them to small business, and I think that regional or metro staff has been an increasingly large issue over the last few years, and one that we need some help to solve, to be honest.
Marcus Marchant speaking to us. Is the Vista Australia CEO. We're going to dig deeper on some of these stats and the research that has come out recently on the other side of this break. It's the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM. George Ezra with Dance All Over Me, and welcome back. You're listening to the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM, and I've been speaking with Marcus Marchant. He's the CEO of Vista Australia, and we're talking about the risks that small and medium-sized business owners are taking in this tough climate right now. Well, they're certainly risking a lot by investing in social media, so let's find out exactly why that is with Marcus Marchant. We'll go back to the chat I had with him earlier on.
Most small businesses, they're ultimately trying to get more customers in the door. If you have a physical store, it's about that foot traffic. If you're selling online, it's about getting customers to your website and to be able to convert. And social media really plays an important role in the discovery of your product and service offering, and allowing you to cut through and engage with an audience that wants your product and service. So social media can play a really interesting role. So many customer journeys start with a Google search. They're looking for the address. And social media and your organic social, your Facebook listing or your Instagram post will come up first in those searches alongside your address. And so it's it's natural then as a starting point to make sure that your presence on those social sites is great and engaging and reflective of your brand promise. If that's where customers start, it may end up in store and they may come in, but it's that promise of the offering and the visual ability to sell your products through social that is so engaging, and a great place to start from a paid marketing as well as an unpaid and organic social posting.
Speaking with Marcus Marchant, he's the CEO of Vista Australia. Marcus, what other advice do you have for small and medium business owners who are looking to thrive this year?
Look, my biggest advice for small business owners is to focus on your existing customers and how to get them to engage and ultimately buy more from you. Sending more regular emails, engaging in social media as we just spoke about, encouraging and incentivizing customers that maybe haven't purchased from you in a while to come back in and asking them, talking to your customers, what do you like? What don't you like? What can I do to improve my business to make you love what I do? So my first advice is really making sure existing customers love what you're doing. And then secondly, when you do go look for new customers, do it in a smart way. Test a few marketing channels from Google AdWords to Facebook remarketing, but watch your costs and returns on that investment to ensure you aren't growing customers in an unprofitable way. That really is the secret to unlocking success in the next 12 months.
So, Marcus, can I just get your view on, what the sort of feeling is on the ground with a lot of these small business owners in regard to, how do they see things going from this point forwards? Are they thinking that they're solely in the hands of the decisions that may be made by government, or is it just a case of markets correcting themselves? I mean, what are the kinds of conversations that you're hearing from on the ground right now?
Certainly, in light of the survey saying that inflation and the recession threat remain looming, there isn't a lot you can do as a small business owner other than watching your price, watching your margins, and trying to make sure you're catering to that consumer demand. The government policies may change. Who knows what's going to happen from a government perspective? What's really exciting is that what you as a small business owner can concentrate on now to close those skill gaps to lead into the challenges that you're facing. And one thing that's come through loud and clear is small business owners want to learn new skills. 40% said they want to learn skills in the coming 12 months, especially in relation to digital and technical skills and leadership. So no matter what policies or what the economy throws at us, developing those skills and leaning into those challenges is the great optimism we're sensing from the market at the moment.
All right. Well, tell us why small and medium business-sized owners are more open to taking risks right now.
Look, I think the small business owners are taking risks. They always have been. Certainly, it's always hard opening and starting a new business, especially when we noted before so few small business people starting small businesses have that prior experience. What I think is really key is that we're seeing them wanting to close those skill gaps. They're wanting to invest in their marketing. They're wanting to invest in tech and in their people and their teams to try and overcome those challenges. So we've always been risk takers, and you could say in some ways that's the Australian spirit, but really we're optimistic people as Australians, and I think that really shines through in the small business community.
Marcus Marchant, the CEO of Vista Australia, very interesting research and some great insights from him as well. Ricky Lambert's interview hour fast approaching, more to come after this break. It's the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM.